It's hard to say these things. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm running through South Dallas the other day. My friend's mad. I don't want her to be mad because this talk. I text her first and I talked to her, and she was talking shit when we were rolling in South Dallas, and she said, "I'll leave you where you at." And I said, "Hold up." I had to wait. I hold my composure, but I just told her. I just texted her, and she said I can't make her home. I said, "Hold up. I want to tell you, I'm I'm the one that's buying. Okay, if you was buying, it'll be something else. It'll be something that you was buying. And I'm sorry that I had to get into this conversation, but that's something I needed to talk about because interacting with people and interacting with in society. I don't want to put my business out there. Getting to a point where I can't keep that just because the way the personality views, the way how society thinks. So it's hard to keep everything that I want to do about my sex life and everything that I experience on the roof. But I told her when I was working through South Dallas this year with her, and she said, "You gotta remember, if it was about what you can do, I don't want you to just post your ass up. I want you to spit on it. I want you to talk dirty to me. I want you to, what can you do to make me?" I said, "If you was to buy it, I would be like, hold up. I do it to you real good. And if you was to buy it, it'd be more of an understanding. And that would have been a little more different from those women. And I'm sorry because I got other people that can be paying attention to my message, understanding. But they're making me, people are making me say stuff that things I don't want to say. And people are sneaking gut telling them what their behavior. And I'm gonna tell them like, you're making me do this because me being open and you asking about your tax dollars in the mall and your funds and me have to be open and so one of the senators says all about socializing and and I was like and he talked about the girl talked about you can't even how you gonna give it to me talk nationally how you gonna give it to me. I said you was to buy it'll be a lot more different here. And I want to say that for a person in Dallas, where I can get a few more people like me. But I want to tell you, while I was in school, in summer school, in the school, I used to go on the weekend. I used to go to school, but I also used to go when I wasn't busy after school. I used to go to work in school. I used to go to Brookhaven, and I used to work. And sometimes after school at Mary Grimes, when I was in school, still in school, me and my teacher goes to the mall, Galleria Mall, we go ice skating. See, I had 3 more years left, and I remember Dolores. I went to Brookhaven. I was always busy. I didn't always chill. I was Sabina and them when we wasn't in school. I actually went to summer school. Even when I was out of school, let me tell you something, my teacher still had a reason for me to come. I went to summer school at Creeview and I had those things. And when I was in school, I was busy constantly. And people don't know, like Emily Cavitt at Emily Cavitt, don't even know. When I was in this school with the mayor and them and talking to the mayor, I'm helping out at elementary. We stand after school at Mary Grimes. We doing all of these things. I tell this one girl, Christina, and I tell her this. As you got a kid now, and I got a kid, and I still make time. When I was 14, 15 years old, and I'm working, when I was in school, they didn't even know I did all of these things. Leaving school early, going to job, going to interviews. Why I was at William Smith, doing these things, hanging out with other people going at bikes. They didn't even know these things. So I was going to colleges. I was in high school going to Brookhaven and North Lake. Like, and sometimes when I was in school, all the rest of these things, and while I was at William Smith, I was doing this. I didn't have time when I was after school. I stayed after school and learned at Newman Smith. And that was the biggest thing with that situation. And people don't understand that. Like Emily Catholic was right here at Blood Diamond, Mirza Catholic, Emily Catholic was right here, Patrick, and all the rest of them right there in Nerman. Nerman tell you I went to the elementary school. I stayed after school and I had to do every all that space wall, not at the elementary school, space walls. Brookhaven nursing home, space wall. I got so much in memory with Emily Kevin, not just and Norman and Patrick, not just chilling with them at their house, not just chilling with the mirror and Mirza at their house at Perry Middle School. I was chilling with them at the elementary school. Miss Dolores had moving on up. I was chilling with them. I was doing thrift. I was going to thrift store. We were doing stuff. I went to Footwork when we was in Smith going to Footwork Mall. I wanted to tell that guy that was at church in the city. He's from Footwork. He stays in Footwork. And I wanted to tell him my teacher lives in Footwork, Miss Chastity, and she take us out there to the mall every time, and we go look at the train set. The Fort Worth Mall is big, and they got the train set. And sometimes our teachers take out there to Fort Worth Mall. Yes. But I was actually going to thrift stores, and we went to bowling, went to other businesses in Dallas at Newman Smith, Brookhaven Nurses Home. I stayed busy. While we in high school, we taking courses at ceramics. We did North Lake. We did all that, but they didn't have the classes, more of that. We are doing all of these things, and I am staying busy. And people got to realize that you think I'm at where you think I'm at, and I'm busy. And I'm busy, man. I'm like, come on. I'm cashing checks at 14, 15 years old, and I'm going to the 24-hour place in Carrollton, Texas, over there by Wingstop, and all the rest of those at Big Lots. Every Friday I get paid, and sometimes I save my check. You get paid every Friday. It ain't that much because you can't work over the hours unless your mama picking you up. Your mama have to be the one that's picking you up, or your dad will have to be the one that's picking you up. And and Big Lots, they understood those things. Um, but I was busy, man. Like I was actually busy. Right? I didn't hang out with Mirza. I was at school. They didn't even know I went to summer school at Creeksview. I was so busy going with Miss Chastity. When Mirza didn't want to call me and everything. In summertime, they don't even know I was actually while we were still doing school and stuff. I was actually going to Creeksview, going to summer school. I was actually doing those things, and I think I'm happy to this. Even though that people can say stuff and ruin things, but I'm happy to. People was all in a relationship at a different time period, but Sabina can't play innocent, and I don't care anymore. She can't play innocent with her at the mirror, and I don't care anymore. So it's somebody that was doing wrong, And when I got with Tavani, hanging out with Tavani and them, and I finally got around Tavani and them. I finally got when I started hanging with some other people, and I started talking to Tavani, Demarcus. The Yeti was younger, and I was out of school and I was working, but I didn't cross that line. But I started to tell him what I was going through with the mirror and Sabina and the rest of them. To gone. He just had oatmeal. Now I fixing some grits in the food. I'm not hungry. All right. This is my story. This is not about her. It's not about Sabina. That's her and her cousin, her problem. And the way this going, that people want to lie on me, things will never be the same. But I was so happy to be around Tavani and Demarcus and everybody at the other side, even though they was a little old, I was a little older and out of school, and I was so happy to have that friendship with them and be around Tavani, Demarcus, and the rest of them. And Tavani heard me out what I was going through with Sabina, and I can't do it when it heard me out. So you know, you can't make somebody look like the bad guy when you had stuff going on. When you had stuff going on, when you had stuff going on, and you know, and they would make. I was at Carrollton CPS, and I thank God we just didn't talk about the class, but we talked about what else was going on. We talked about what else was going on. I was so glad that I was able to have that talk with everybody in Carrollton, Texas at CPS Center and connect with them and be on that level with them and just understand and just talk to each other. One of the girls said, "What do you think is that?" I know it's gonna still go on, but I don't care. Serena's not my problem anymore. She is not my problem anymore. But I want to tell people this that that I was actually going to school. I was actually summer school. Really didn't want to hang out with me when they didn't call me on parties. I was staying over there by Creekview, and I stayed in an apartment over there. And where Walmart is over there by Creekview, and nobody didn't want to call me. I was sitting in the house by myself. Sabina and none of them didn't want to call me. And we have to walk right down that street. So a bus don't even go down that street towards Creekview. You have to walk all the way down there. You have to get off at that McDonald's and you have to walk in that apartment. And I was like, hold up for a second. Before they had a Walmart at an Albertson. And nobody didn't really want to call, so I was like, hold up. When we stayed in this townhome apartment over there, and nobody didn't want to call, and I said, hey, man, fuck it, you know? We got to connect with people. When people want you to make you feel lonely because of being around jealous friends and other people that don't have nothing, and you're interacting with people, and I just think that's the more thing in there. My brand didn't match with Sabina's friends. And my brand, me having money and being around Summer and Sky and them, it didn't match with those things. Me having shoes and me able to be able to keep myself up like I did and able to nurture myself and go on jobs and this it didn't match. The brand didn't match. None of that didn't match and me keeping myself up. And I think that can keep yourself up with that, you know. And I tried when I had an argument about Marissa with Marissa Ladonna because um when Sabina was gone, the girl that she had a picture with, we didn't get off with, and she got mad because I turned my head and I was in a relationship and I wanted to stay loyal. And I told Marissa about it. And she wanted me to come up to the house. I said, look at me. Look at me. I'm not Dr. Flitters. I'm very intelligent when it comes to loyalty. And I blocked the situation out. And when me and Sky and something, we Sky and something, and the system when Sabina was dating Mikey, she had other stuff going on. They had other stuff going on. And I was dating I was it was a sexual thing between me and some sister. And we just had sex for 6 days straight. And we didn't she told me she was on a pill and we had sex for 6 days straight. And she told me she was on. I told her that we had that argument about that situation, and she had a baby by Nathan, and I told her we didn't use no rubber, we didn't do none of those things, and she had a baby by Nathan, and I told her, I said, hold up, she asked me had a baby by Nathan, and I told her like, she said she was on the pill, so. If she was on a pill, she was on a pill. I don't know if she was lying or whatever that is. But I don't know. I don't know what could it be. But she had a baby by Nathan, and LaDonna didn't know that. I said, Summer, and Everybody want to tell Sabrina something. Sabrina didn't have stuff with Demir and Sabrina and the rest of them going on. Don't come at me like that. Like, let me do me, man. Let me do me when I'm single and I can do what the hell I want and people are being sneaky. Let me do me, man. Let me do me. Let me do me. So we had sex for 6 days every week straight. And I try to tell Marissa, we had an argument about that. I said, ask Summer. Ask who you want to ask. I said, I don't have no ask Summer. Ask Summer and Sky. Ask those things. Ex-guy old boyfriend. Ex-guy old boyfriend. Skylar. Sky old boyfriend with the message. Ask her and ask him. He picked me up in his car. He come and get me, and we go by Sky's sister. She got her own apartment, and we just having sex for 6 days straight in a row, no breaks. Then I go back home and I get it. Then I come back over there. Then we right back at it again. Right back at it again. And I'm like, hold up. We not taking no breaks. Summer and them, they in the living room, they chilling. Sky, them in the living room. She got his apartment. We ain't having no breaks. We ain't taking no breaks. And I wanted to like that. What me and Diamond had an argument about. I said, I don't believe that. Then dumbass Demir, I show him messages. I say, oh, Demir want to question those messages. People messaging me. I say, no, you want to have dumbass messages? I say, hold up. I argue with you. No, man, play with that. When people can't get what they want, they will wonder will make your life living hell, dude. They will ruin you and make you seem like you the bad guy. I had those things in my past. And when I broke up, Carl, the girl named Carl, when me and Rick used to hang out in apartments, she used to complain about she couldn't have a kid. She used to cry and complain about me and Rick that the doctors tried and these things and all that. They said I can never have a kid. Me and Rick used to sit up there when we were about me and look at it. You putting yourself down. You telling yourself that you can't have a kid. But when I decided to give her a chance after me and Sabrina broke up, she took advantage of it. And I said, hold up for a second. You getting mad because I'm in a relationship. And you would do anything to ruin that relationship. And I'm staying in Addison apartment. I got my own apartment. My friend Rick staying with me. Rick and Crystal staying with me. And Rick and Crystal staying with me, and we just having sex and I'm like, well, she's getting mad because I turned her down. I said, hold up, now I'm giving you a chance. Now you get that opportunity. You can't do nothing when somebody's in there. Now you get that opportunity. What you do? What you did when you got that opportunity? And she says she can't have kids, so I believe that. Like, she got a kid now, and she got her own thing. Like, we didn't use no river, and you say you couldn't have kids. And Cora, and she got a kid now, and I'm like, hold up. Wish you the best of luck. I hope she had the best of luck. But I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to tell people, man. When you can't have what you want, And that comes to deal with personality, turning off personalities. You know, that's called turning off attraction for people. And it's shit like a fucking disease when you're doing all of those things. But I told her Diamond when he said when I was on my other said fuck this nigga that whole I want to know what the arguments about. What the argument was about. I told him, and I told him Demir told me from day one. She kept lying to me. Demir's guy was telling me, but she kept being dishonest. Even Sky let me know. Sky let me know when we was walking from Perry. Sky even let me know Sky was keeping it real. And Sky was like, she the only one that was being dishonest. But Demir decided he wanted to tell me. I said, fuck it. You know, love, you stick to it through thick and thin. And you don't worry about it. But dishonesty, when Demir finally wanted to open up and tell me what was it, and he told me to leave, he had it, he doing what he doing. I said, okay. And I tried to still say, but when your little brother decided to tell me that too, okay, we're gonna leave. So I want y'all to know what's going on here and the situation that's going on. I want y'all to know something. I'm at fucking school on motherfuckers. I got time for that. I'm on at school. I'm hanging out with Miss Chastity and them in the summertime when we at school in the summertime. Nobody got time for that, man. Nobody got time for those things, man. That's her loss, man. Nobody got time for those things. Then other people try to get involved, man. Nobody got time for those things, man. I was just telling my friend, I was just telling my friend Samantha, I hope she get the message. I was telling her like she was talking shit on the cloud. I'm not mad at her for talking a little shit. Don't twist up my words, okay? I'm not mad at her. You know, I can't talk my little shit when you're in the car. And I just told her you threatened to kick me out when you was in the car. I can't talk my little shit that I want to talk with you. Threatening to kick a nigga. We going through South Dallas and you cutting a nigga shit. You cutting a nigga. I'm sorry, man. You doing all of these things, but I didn't have the fun. And I told her, you said I can't make it. Man, I'm just the body. And you doing that shit. And I'm sorry because Senator Ted is all about participating. He making me. The senator says all about participation. Okay, one of the senators said he making me. They making me. Yeah. He's, yeah. Yeah, he's really.
God wants you to have a Bible app on your phone.
Nah, no, like I told Smith, look, I said, it's not just putting your ass up in the air. You're gonna have to talk nasty. You're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do something to make me melt more, make make me just come to me. I want you to talk nasty. I want you, no, can you put it on me as a woman? Can you put it on me? You know, come on, be a woman. Can you put it on me like a woman? It's not about putting your ass up and doing it. It's more than that. I need you to talk freaking to me. I need you to be more than that to me. I need you to talk original. I just want your ass up and all of that, baby. You gotta be more. I'm about, you gotta be able to do those things for me. Can you do those things? And I told her something like that. She not getting back on after I told her it doesn't matter what ups and downs we've been through, me and our friendship we've been through. I want them to know we go through ups and downs. And we do all of those things. Remember the time we stayed in the studio, we used to watch, remember that? But they in the streets 24/7. We know how to interact at that memories me and your nerves and them how to do. We know how to interact with each other. We know how not just be on the streets, and we know how to get in there and have a kitchen and be in the studio and make marshmallows with each other and do it. We had a bigger chemistry than ever. You know, I've been holding up. We had a big chemistry than ever than anybody. But I had an argument about that situation, and I said, damn, I told Lil Diamond, it always somebody want to question you about it. But I told them they were doing that shit in Dallas County. They were doing that shit in Dallas County, and I'm like, man, y'all fighting over. One day I said, hey, I'm not gonna argue over no damn women. That's senseless. You know, yes, I would. I'm not gonna argue over no women. Who they fighting, you wanna fight. Then I said, nigga, I'm prepared to do that. Talking about you only you got it that one thing. You better be glad I don't got none else, dude. My baby mama know how to. It got other shit going on, but you know, I told her I need to be friends with her sister. Didn't want her family jealousy. Then when her cousin that rap and that did some stupid shit over there in Ohio. He did some fucked up shit in Ohio. I forgive. But he done some fucked up shit to try to come out. I tried to tell him, give him knowledge. And he did some shit to try to come up off me. And he had his music on iTunes too. And I started to put my music on iTunes and I started to give him other platforms. My baby mama thing in Ohio, he tried to abuse me in Atlanta to come up. You know what I'm saying? I just think that was just fake and phony, man. But I forgive. But things will never be the same no more. So, you know, I blocked him. I can have a relationship, a great friendship with Brittany and Brittany's boyfriend. And her baby daddy, Brittany baby daddy stay here. You know, Brittany baby daddy stays over here. So they stayed in Fort Worth. And we're gonna have to talk about that. Stays in Fort Worth. So we're gonna have to talk about those things. We're gonna have to let them know about the connivangness that's going on in the streets. Um, but I didn't like that situation, how that played out. But as long as parents that me and my baby mom, even though I'm not with her, and I don't think I want to get back in those mixes because there's too much conflict in my issues or with other people in this community, in this city that I had involved myself. It's just not gonna work. There's too many differences. I know about it when Cassie did that little problem and I was holding her hands. So it's just too much going on in this situation. So I told her I was to the back, but she need to focus on herself and find her gift. And I told her she got a disability. Focus on yourself and find your gift. When you focus on yourself, your gifts will come. I already have gifts, but your gifts will come more. And I think she needed this. I told her stop working. Don't go back out there to Walmart. Don't go back out to Atlanta business. Focus on you. Get you a tablet. Get you what you need. Focus on your growth. Don't depend on Walmart and these businesses. Don't just go there for growth if you want money. They don't think you want for money. And she got a disability. So don't do those things in those formats. I told her you have to figure out. I told my baby mama, work on you. She talking to her boyfriend, work on you. I said, you got a boyfriend? I said, yeah. Work on you. When you work on you, let it be, let everything be, let it keep. Because if it's meant to be, I'm working on me. So let it be, whatever the pull, whatever is fine, let life shine. Working on the most is the most important thing. I told her, find your talent, find your gifts. If you want to go back to school, see if they have college, disability college and gyms in college in Atlanta and stuff, and do those things and classes what you can further yourself at. See if they got those academics for disability. Further yourself where you can be better and more. And I told her that. But I forgive. I forgive. But there's too much problem going on in this situation. I know that when people started to come in Walmart and agitate me while we worked at the job, too much complications. Customers started saying, you being with somebody that can't take care of themselves. I was getting into arguments with customers about my relationship. It was really getting to a point that it was really agitating for me at 2996. We're gonna talk about those moments. So I forgive the customers. You know, um, but I was actually getting to arguments about that situation. So, and I'm not mad at him. I'm not really mad at him. Forgiveness is everything. And at the Walmart character, Marshall Lanes, we're gonna talk about what was said tonight. But I'm not actually mad at y'all customers. God said we forgive. God said we forgive. You know, I would go back at that store in Marshall Lane shop, but they banned it from me. Because I'm in Jessica conflict. Because I'm in Jessica involvement about those pictures and things and stuff. So it's really a conflict, you know. So we couldn't work at the same Walmart because of it. So I just think that was more of a problem. You know, little Walmart, when you're a regular employee, they have that rule. They have that rule that you can't be cool, talking or singing, whatever that. But I wasn't thinking that at the time. I didn't know how to do it. Pictures were sent to me. She had some pictures of me. Okay, all right. I was wrong for this participating in it. I know my fault in it. What's the matter participating? And after I sent the picture, she smiled. After I sent the picture, she smiled. So, with Jessica. So my involvement is she have two phones, so my involvement is I know them. So so I don't want her to lose her job because we all have that thing. And I hope she didn't lose her job. So but if things were taken too far. And I hope she still got a position. You know, I hope she still got a position. You know, but the thing is, Jessica didn't see the point of views of me doing what I was told to do at Walmart, and I think that was the conflict. The other employees, I'm being real with y'all. It was called a conflict. I told him, look on the scribble with the Mexican guy getting mad at me, Kishoni, he's intimidating me. Kishoni telling me to get on the scribble. That was a few. Oh, they don't pay me. That was in fuel the fire more. The more I'm doing what I'm told to do, that was just a fuel the fire more with the employees. That was just a fuel the fire. And then when I came back to work after I got rolled up, you still come back to work. You making me sick. And I told every last one of them, Chris and every last the department. I said, people to Jessica can see what the sick shit that's going on here. Y'all trying to stop me from being a team player and doing what I'm told to do. It's causing conflict. I'm going out there and push carts. They getting mad at them. Chris told me to go take some down in the department. I missed that co-manager. I couldn't even get that job done because they come talking shit. You doing other people's job. And you doing other people's job. I'm like, hey, bro, you don't supposed to be doing that. Coming, it's 8 of y'all. What's the problem if it's 8 of y'all in the deli? And why y'all bugging me if I'm doing something else in the back room? Y'all constantly on my ass about it. Y'all employees, it's 8 of y'all in the deli. You make me sick. You doing it. I said, hold up right fast. And it was agitating. I couldn't even get to think that I had to take some down. Chris told me to take some down and put it back. That couldn't even be done because the situation was getting agitated. And when the managers are not back there, the situation will get no worse, okay? And they agitated the damn situation. They agitated it. But I started talking about my experience, and I think that really got to the point where I told them how I've been in many relationships before, not this past relationships, civilian, and whatever that is. Well, I picked a woman, and Nikki picked up on the wall, and I ate her out and on the wall, and started and just picked up and put her on the wall. You know, I even in the hotel, she was in the bed. I didn't have to pay her or anything, you know. And people at the hotel was looking at that. It was a sexual thing. And near her, it was love. It was love, and I just, you know, nigga was so much more than anybody could understand. Nikki was so much more. But let me tell you the thing with Nikki. She put everything. My mama tried to use her, and she don't know how to love herself and how to look after her and herself. And that was the main problem that her mama tried to manipulate her, her mama tried to do that. But you needed to get yourself together and get yourself on track. And once you do that, get your apartment, get your job, get your dinner. When you was going to Springfield, Missouri, you had to go to jail, you got locked out, and I had to put you as a reference. And I go to your probation officer and Louisville. You expect them to do right. But you socialize it. So you're socializing, and I'm like, hold up for a second. So, you know, I had to answer for that Walmart. I had to answer when I said I wanted to be with Jessica. I had to answer for that. So, then I had to answer to the text message. It took two to tango. I didn't just say those words for nothing. It took two to tango. So, you gotta accept the other party because I don't. You know, God said, with that situation, in those situations, you gotta accept the other part. You gotta look at the other half. So I know I said you think I was manipulating the situation and trying to no. Her part was in it too. Let's take two to tango. So remember, it's not only my misconduct. Don't look at my misconduct in this situation. Don't look at my misconduct in that situation. So don't look at me. I'm trying to control, demand something. No, her conduct was too. We both know the situation. So when I ask for something that me and her sit at the CEO table together, I'm being honest with you. When I ask for something, so it was just taking it the breath by breath, with this taking a leap of faith. But I know at the end of the day, it won't be no consequences for those things because so many things has happened on that way. And I don't want her to lose her job. You don't want people to lose their job when the more of the understand. But I can't. What I can't do, I understand her taking her manager side because it's about personality. Even though he got mad and said, "Oh, I ain't friendly with everybody," so it was those things and those format where her manager in the position and she got other managers and she can't go against it. And and those things in those format with power. So I understand those format where I can't be mad at her in those formats. Because other people, Ricky was playing to play James. And James with his little behavior, his little jealous of behavior in the spirit was known. Okay. And me interacting with the customer. My barber came in there, Melody came in there. His behavior, understanding is the way it is. Okay, and I understand that, but I don't want to lose a job for something that we both. She was following me on TikTok, and that we both wanted. Okay, but one thing I needed to get upon course, get the Social Security, and I have got you. I have got you right where I wanted you. You finally changed. I had Senator Ted and Joe Biden in the attention, but you hit that mark, Carson. You hit that mark. All the stuff I said, it was for a reason. You changed that mark. And I finally got your attention. You finally changed. After all that stuff I was saying on social media, calling you at the same time, even though I had Joe Biden and the rest of the senators being attention, and the rest of them were seeing attention and everybody, but I wanted your attention, Carson. And I still want your attention. I still want you to listen. Don't change your rules up because you got caught doing something you were supposed to taunting, laughing. I told Joe Biden, if you want information, you have to be able to listen to that person when that person, and that's what they did. Hung up, hung up. And now you're trying to change it up again. You refuse to deal with it. No government. Still answer those calls. Don't. And I about to complain. No, nothing. No. Do your job. Call center. Do your job. I'm asking you to do your job. Don't change it up. Do your job. Do your damn job. I'm asking the call center. Don't change it up. Do your damn job, call center. No, because some of the people that heard me, their opinion matters than your opinion. Some of the people that listen to me that complain I made in Atlanta, no, do your damn thing. Don't switch it up. They're trying to play. They don't have to deal with it. You're gonna address it. You're gonna listen. And when you're transitions into ticket to work program and they want to cut you off and don't understand it, man, listen. You want us to give you information. What about y'all? So I want to tell y'all something. We talked about relationships. Let's get that because my energy is everywhere. No, no. I had to tell a friend named Christian. She got to be with me because I don't want to have nothing to do with her now. I don't want to have nothing. But I just wanted to tell her that she made a passing at one time in the mall and we not friends. We had a thing, and my mind was so caught up on Sabina that I hurt Sabina of missing her that I forgot was around me, and I told her I was sorry. And she didn't have to do that. Look, you made a pass, and you didn't have to. You didn't have to touch me. I didn't want that all that, man. I didn't looking for your approval because I know something better out there for me. I didn't looking for Crystal approval. I didn't looking for. I know something out there better for me. I wish Crystal the best of luck, man. I wish her the best of luck. But when I get my justice from Walmart, and I'm buying me a big house with some gates on it, because God said it's coming. It's coming. It's all coming. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. And this one is gonna come. Is this one is gonna come. When that check is gonna come. And that's the problem. God says it's coming. But when is gonna come? Everything that I give you is true. But can Doug Manila be honest? The thing is, Doug Manila, when I called your phone, can y'all hear that conversation? When I called the corporate office when I was on your clock. Can you hear what the employee was saying in that back room when I dialed your number? That's what we're gonna tell the Justice Department. Because when I call you, some of y'all don't want to answer our phone. It just ring, 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 right? I'm gonna tell them it is ring, 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 one, right? I have talked to James, I have talked to Xavier, I have followed every chain of command when I worked at Walmart. And I warned them. Tell James when we was on that phone, I warned him. I wanted him to know something. And let me tell you, when I was in Atlanta, before I left Atlanta, I told him that I was going to go and figure out other jobs. While I was having it, I told him that I was going to go look around other Walmarts. I told him that. I wanted to get a good feeling. And I'm going to tell him what I told James, what I told him. I'm going to tell him what I told James before I left. Before I left, I told him I was going to go to other Walmart to get the feeling of the personalities. I was just going to see anything. People don't want to tell you because your manager going to think, I read it, Leave Your Mark in New York. I read that book, New York, Leave Your Mark in New York. It talks about never tell your manager when you're going to leave because they don't know what they were going to do without you. Never tell them you're going to leave. So what I told James that I was going to go to other Walmarts, and I wanted to get the feeling of the personalities. So I'm gonna tell him that. I told James before I left I was gonna go to other Walmart, and I was gonna decide if I wanted to come back. If I wanted to come back, what was my decision? James, God said, I'm not lying to you. And Robert gonna tell me this. You had your chance, but I had my chance, and you was treating me bad. This is Walmart. And I told you I was going to go to Hampton, Georgia, and Atlanta to get the feeling of the person. I wanted to. Everything is with me. If I'm gonna be in your store, and if I want to work there, if I feel like if I work there, I want to check out your personalities. If I work at a store, if I go to a store of business and I see something I like and I shop, I just don't want to just shop doing it. I want to interact and I want to check out the workers' personalities. Can I get that good feeling of the personality? That would take time as much as we go. And I try to do that in Atlanta. And I tried to when I started talking to everybody in the Walmart's Atlanta, I tried to get that good feeling of how can I connect with everybody else in Hampton, Georgia and Walmart? How can I have that great bond with them in Walmart, and I talked to almost everybody, each Atlanta Walmart, because I even went to the back room and I wanted to grow that connection. Because you can go anywhere and get a transfer, right? So you can go anywhere. When you walk around Walmart, you can go anywhere you get a transformer. And I wanted to get that 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 connection, that to see where I can fit in the personalities and see the personality can be more great, because I'm a team player. And when you're a team player, and it's the confusion and the confusion in there, I wanted to be around other people that I won't have no problems with, and they understand being a team player. It was lack of leadership and team play at Walmart, so I wanted to be around that type of leadership, and that's why I did that. When I told James, I wanted to have that feeling of being around people that's going to put in the work. That's not going to give me the hassle. They don't pay me enough. Let's forget all that. And there's some things I didn't like. There's some things I didn't like about the personalities. Some of the employees. One thing you don't do when a customer don't leave a store and I'm still an employee, you don't hassle that employee. Until that person touch that interest, then you do something. And I know the rules of those things. So the Hampton, Georgia Walmart, they did that. So the reason how they tried, I was an employee. So when I told them, hold on, I know the procedure. Until I step over that line, if I don't pay for that merchandise, and I step over that line, and I go towards that exit without paying that receipt, then you do something. As long as I'm still in your store in that court, and I'm still in your store, understand that you can't do me nothing when I'm just sitting there waiting on the talk, waiting on to call my credit card. You can't do nothing. So it was the behavior of the procedures that I didn't like. Most employees don't know the procedures, but if I work Walmart, I gotta see they gotta cross that line. You're in that store, and you gotta cross that line. My allergies acting up. You gotta cross that line. I gotta take my allergy pills. So you can't do me nothing until I cross the line. I'm an employee, and I'm an employee that's off the clock and and doing this for so many times. I didn't say if I was going to come back. That was not what that was not what I was going to say. I didn't say I was going to come back, but I said I was going to fit out the personalities. Let me go to see what I like about the different Walmarts, the great personalities, and that's what I wanted people to understand. What I was trying to do, and when you tell them it's not it's not a fit place for you, because y'all don't know how to leadership. Y'all don't know the task of the thing here. I remember inventory night. And I remember coming into work. I'm really happy, and I'm really happy. I really wanted to do it, and I said, damn, I'm going home and get some sleep, because this is something new. This is something new I never did before. And it's something new I never did before. And I'm like, I was so happy to this not being in Charles Walmart. And I thought when they hired me back, I think this was gonna be a fresh start. I thought everybody was gonna let me, they were gonna teach and grow and do all of these things, and I thought this was gonna be a fresh start. But it seemed like it turned out to be a bad start. And it turned out to be bad. I thought everything was going to turn out different. I said, once we talked on the phone, they didn't want to hire me back. I left Walmart so many times. They didn't want to hire me back. And Shawnee, the lady, she came to my mom. She knows she's friends with my mom. And plus what I worked at 1216. And she's sitting around I work and she wanted me on her team to say, "Hey, I need you to call. I really want you." And I hear corporate telling me we're gonna get to the bottom of this right now. Whatever they found out, I was able to get back higher. I was able to get back higher. And then the employees we arguing and at the 2996 about the situation about, oh, is something wrong with you? No. It's their leadership of they not willing to God. The ego is in a way of guidance and and not able to do stuff. No, no. And I was arguing with this other lady from New Orleans. So the ego is in a way, man. Like I was on live me talking to people, and I told this guy about this situation. He gonna talk about look after yourself. No, that's not why he's in that position. He can't say he need to look after himself. Because I realized when I was with Anthony, and Anthony was a assistant manager, support manager, the department manager, he had the guy. So even though why you can't do it? When I worked with Anthony, I worked with Anthony. And like and me and Anthony, and why you can't do it? So if I ever if the other fit was around and Anthony was there at 1216 in Carrollton, and if the other foot was around and he's giving me order, and Charles let me do inventory, he would have taught me. If that was the other feet around. Because I seen him, he's doing what he's told to do. So he's following Jeff. So if Charles wouldn't let me, then would let me learn inventory. At the other, and I'm gonna tell the Justice Department, if if they would have let me learn inventory, the situation at Anthony was in that other position, and he doing because Walmart do everything by time. They used to go on a computer. When I worked at 1216 2996, we had a task to do, and and we had to sorry guys, that task we had to do. We do the task. They tell us what to do.
If you feel distant from the Lord, it's probably
I don't feel distant from the Lord. Lord is in the Holy Spirit. He's already there. You tell your loved ones I'm in my heaven sleeping. No, I just think that situation, if Anthony was there and charged with, I'm gonna tell him, if Anthony was in that position in charge, if Charles would have told him to show me how to do something, I think Anthony would have did it. I don't think Anthony would have said no. I'm gonna look after myself. I think Anthony would have seen what is wrong and what is wrong in that film. I think Anthony would have seen what is wrong. I think Anthony would have seen it. I think he would have did a lot more different on what is wrong. I really believe if Charles would have told Anthony to show me how to do this and show me how to do those things. Let me tell you something, Greg. Me and Greg don't have the same color scheme. But he learned he's white and I'm black, but he learned how to accept me. And those don't matter, he learned how to accept me. We understand we have challenging problems. But you know what he did? You know what Greg did? Even though you gotta have CBLs and a license to get on the forklift, he didn't give a fuck. And I want them to look at 1216. He didn't give a fuck. You know what Greg said? Fuck them. And you know what he did to me? He put on that he put on that vest. He put on that vest. He told me he would put on his vest and put this badge. We're gonna do this. Chris did Chris what's Chris Wasn't about that. He wasn't about what you and Charles and them about. If Grizz was here, he'll be really disappointed in 12-16. Grizz, let me tell you, Grizz was going to leave already. Grizz got tired of y'all doing what y'all doing. And this is Walmart. This is the rap community because I feel like when we socialize, y'all go to Walmart too. Gang members go to Walmart. Come on, brother. Come on, y'all gotta go to Walmart. Come on, gang members act like they don't go to Walmart. Y'all better stop, man. And that's why I'm doing this. Y'all like y'all don't go to Walmart. Really? Y'all got a home life too. Come on, my nigga. Y'all have a home life. Come on. I want that nigga. Y'all have a home life. Y'all not always in those streets. Y'all with y'all family. Y'all got moms and cousins. Y'all got all the rest. Y'all believe they got moms and cousins and all the rest of those things. Yes. So that's why I'm bringing the conversation up in that situation. That's why I'm bringing it up. So I know they shop at Walmart. I know they at Walmart, and I know people can be walking amongst me in Walmart. You don't think I know the gang members could be walking amongst me? Hey, I know everything. God knows everything that you could be walking amongst you. You don't even have to have your rag, and I know who you are. But the way you act in the spirit is going to give me more of the information about why you're doing what you're doing. Your spirit behavior is going to be able to tell me about what I'm saying and how you're acting. It's about what I'm getting on social media saying. So your spirit behavior is the main thing in those keys are the points. Yes, you can. So that's the thing with that situation. But I wanted to get the feeling of the personality. And I said, I know, and I'm going to tell, I know many customers got into argument. I know these things. I know we had into argument at 12-16. I know the argument. I know these things. So I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. But Desmond Miller took it too far. He really took it too far as a CEO. So when I tell the Justice Department I was getting into with the customers about if another person can defend himself, I'm with them and they can't defend themselves and they can't take care. And um, we was arguing about those things. So me and the customers had head clash about those things. So um, um, we understand those point of views. Okay, I'm not mad at you before, but sometimes we have to be the one that's guide and learn. And when I was in the deli, she didn't know anything. I believe she can do it, but I wanted her to. I didn't. I wouldn't. I trusted Shawnee enough to know she wasn't in there, but I had to. She was pregnant at that time, and I trusted Shawnee enough. I know she can get the job done, but she needs to be taught. Everything will teach you. Same thing when I was taught at 12-16. Okay, nothing came easy for me getting on the scrubbers, buffing, forklift, and all the rest of those things that I learned. Nothing came easy. A couple of times I had a couple of bump bruises. Right? You know how many times Grizz will tell you, if Grizz was right there, you know how many times I ran into something and he laughed? You know how many times Grizz we was on that script and I ran into something and he laughed? You know how many times Grizz laughed when I ran into something? You don't control that like that. You know how many things He did when he laughed. He started laughing. He said, "You," and I didn't take that serious. You know what I mean? The things that was, it was like, man, come on. Chris laughed every time I broke this. Said, "Hubert, when he got me in the street, boy, you need to learn how to talk. Nah. Grizz didn't leave because he just brought him in the house. He left to get away from the sneaky bullshit at 12:16. He was gonna Ben leave. It just a matter of time until Charles keep doing what he doing. And when Grizz wanted to take me to other places to take care of other business, Charles didn't allow that. Why is that? Racism. And Charles didn't like that when Grizz wanted to take me to other things he had to do in other stores. And Charles didn't like that. Racism from Charles and managers didn't like that. Why is that, Doug? We're gonna talk that when I went to the corporate office across the street from 12:16. But Grizz tried to take me to some other places and other Walmart and showed me things. Why is that he tried to take me in his car? Why would Charles race his ass didn't let that happen? That's a great question that we need to realize. So if I tell that I went to the across the street, paperwork across the street, and Grizz took me over there and we built stuff and we tore stuff down, we did stuff for a minute over there, what that mean? Now I understand all of this go. Nothing came easy to me. I remember Steve told me one time. He told me one time he was no longer for 2, 3 years. He was no longer on the nights. He came in at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. And he said, you forgot what I taught you. No, I didn't forget. I didn't forget at all. None of those things are not forget. But remember this, I'm not going to let you stop my growth. And I told her, Charles walked away from me with racism. When a man racism don't want to do with you, when racism walk away from you and don't want to deal with, he did it on the clock and he did it off the clock. I wanted to apologize for that. You know what Russell said? I'm gonna tell him what Russell said. Russell said, "Thanks for coming to work this out because you will start earning real bread with us and eating with us and getting this money." Let me tell you what Russell said. I don't got no problem with Russell. Really got no problem with him. But they need to admit when wrong has been done. I got no problem with Russell. Forgiveness is never a problem. But they need to admit, Grizz get out there with the forklift. He get out there at Walmart, he get out there with the forklift, and he's coming in the front, and he's picking up. I said, Hubert, hey, he saw what was going on. You can laugh all you want. Grizz saw racism. Laugh all you want, because I know when I'm talking on social media, everybody not going to want me to speak. Everybody going to hatred of me is going to understand. The hatred of your laugh is going to understand. And I know they got people that don't care. And those faces that you making, you don't care, right? You care about yourself, right? So I already know what I'm dealing with, but this is my story. So if you want to laugh on like it, keep laughing. Grizz took that four clips. He took those four clips and he brought it to the front. And he picked up every court. Grizz said, I ain't going to continue to let this go on. I ain't going to continue to let Charles or the rest of them do this. So Grizz, instead of me having no car and send them coming to help him, Grizz get that four clip and he starts so he can put this all on the court. Grizz then allowed him to do what they did. Trust me, God gave me more meaning than anything. I came up with a Walmart thing, Walmart platform, Walmart Music Mobile. When you go to Walmart right now, when you go to Walmart right now at this moment, if I go to Walmart and I go to electronics, when you talk about electronics, what would you? And I told them Walmart would have to change everything up. Walmart would have to change everything up. Every artist, the platform of artists, they're going to be able to do digital downloads at Walmart. You're just not going to be able to do the CDs. You're going to be digital downloads. We're just not talking about, we're taking Walmart to the next platform and we're going to do digital downloads. But also, Walmart Electronics going to have to change their layouts. Artists is going to be able to pop up on there and talk about their music. Certain things going to be able to do stuff. Every artist CD in Walmart is going to be able to be in those things. But their video is actually going to be on your website. So we actually putting the artist video of them talking and interviewing and some Walmart is going to start having their own cameras. When you put that big screen TV in there, you put that big screen TV in that room when a Walmart and when a favorite artist enter their store, Walmart. Because people say they're using me, right? Because the wireless said you can't use me and I got liberty. They say the girl and the guy, they're using me and all the rest of them, those things. But let me tell you, the electronics Walmart, they're going to change their platform. It's going to be a video, digital things with that. So Walmart is going to change the layout. So the electronics is going to be different. You're going to have to click on electronics. But the artists, when you go to electronics, you're going to have every music artist interviewing on that song talking about their products. Buy my products in your store and why you should buy my album. I see the way Lil Wayne carry his stuff and he talk about his craft on his CDs. And I hope you're very competitive with my craft because I love my craft and I'm very competitive. And I see the way he do things. And the dedications, all the rest of that. He said, I'm a very competitive person and I hope that you're serious about your craft. And I'm serious about my craft. I seen the way the dedication, the DJ drama dedication, and I seen the way he did things. I'm going to get how you do. And I seen the way he did things. So with those situations of me seeing the way he do things and talk about his craft, and that's what it's going to be for the Walmart platform. We're going to take the electronics background down. And we're going to put a digital video of every artist that got their song in there. The CD is going to be still in the store. The CD is still going to be in the store. But you're going to be able to download the album while you're in there. Walmart haven't went to those things that format. But when you go on the electronics app and music electronics app, the artists interviews are gonna pop up. Taylor Swift, everybody. If you got a CD, Boosie, everybody, even Trap Boy Freddy in those formats. If y'all like Trap Boy Freddy in Dallas, I'm not saying that y'all might like his music. More me and we having a disagreement about lies, okay? I'm from New Orleans. So, we just having disagreements about people behaving and how they did things. And that's all, man. I really, really, really is how they did things in the community in 2019. The intimidation, the calling the stupid, retarded out the cars. And those things was being said when the police sit up there and watch what the name called. Intimidation can happen. The reason why we have accidents because of intimidation. The reason why we have things are going on because other people behave in their thoughts. We want to say it's accident. Some let me tell you, that lady that walked past me, her spirit was so. I can tell you, look at the spirit. Can you identify the spirit of jealousy? Can you understand? I saw something out of her spirit. Why she don't even know her spirit was so.
Get excited, America.
I said, I know when Samantha see my message, she's gonna be like, did Samantha see my message? And I told her, actually said I came and hey, you gotta make me I'm gonna buy you and I'm sorry man that it's getting to that point where people make me talk about this stuff. You gotta how can you talk to me dirty? Say some things to me. No, talk to me the way you wanna talk to me. You the teacher, man, I'm the student. Give me the lessons. Come on, show me something. Most people think when they have sex when they get to any card, they can just put their ass up and do this and just not have and not get to the. You gotta start the conversation. You gotta start the conversation. You just can't when you're doing. Come on, man. I'm like when you're doing sex, you just can't just put your ass on and say well, how you want it. No, you gotta come on. Let's talk about dirty to each other. I'm like, oh, hold up. I'm like, I had to chill because I feel like in this situation of our connection, how we connect with each other is very important. It's very important how we connect with each other. It's very important how we connect with each other. But if we, no, it's not, no, baby sister things. You ever watch that thing with your girl or that played on Cedric and the Steve Harvey show? And no, not her, scary movie. Scary movie, Marlon Wayne. I'm a rock your world. I'm a shit all over these walls, Ray. You ever watch that you ever watch Scary Movie? You ever watch that? I'm a shit all over what you talking dirty to. Hold up. With Marlon and Wayne, I think Scary Movie 2, Scream 2, whatever that is. Scary Movie 2 and Scream 2. With Marlon and Wayne with your girl on there. Oh man. And she's a black actor and that shit was so funny. Marlon and Wayne be kicked guys. Marlon and Wayne, then he in there putting a bag over. When they chasing the skeleton, putting the bag over it, I'm like, hold up. Y'all got some motherfucking issues. And I'm like, putting the bag over it, it's like, Marlon Wayne, you doing this. She got an ugly face, but she like, put the bag over, hold up. That shit was too funny, man. That shit was like too funny, dude. It was too funny. In the way that man, it was too funny. It was Too funny. Movies crack us up, guys. It was too funny, guys. I know that shit was funny. And they got the cuts. Then I like it when they put the guy, everybody say, they come out, you have to put your hands in the food like that. You didn't have to put your hands in the food like that. I'm like, hold up, you putting your hands in the food? And everybody said, start touching me. Then it was scary movie. What do you spend 7 to 8 or 9 to 10? And then the sexy ass girl coming in there, he trying to get some information. And she the most beautiful ass girl and the hottest girl. They think they're trying to make her character look hot because of her breasts and her ass. And he's in a wheelchair and a screen. I don't need it. I can do it myself. Even though that shit not true, a man can't get their own self hated. That is look. And then he up there with the wheelchair going at it. And your girl said, no, this crazy bitch, this white crazy bitch, you crazy bitch did not bring that shit over here. We all know, hey guys, you know that crazy white, that psycho white bitch did not bring the skeleton taking away in the closet. But that crazy, why that bitch had to bring all that shit over here? Damn. Like, oh man. Yeah, man, yeah. Thank you. So I'm gonna get my thing from Walmart, my justice from Walmart. It depends on when I'm gonna get it. And it's taking too long for whatever's going on. So we're gonna change the digital Walmart background for the music industry for Walmart. We're gonna do a whole new different thing. And also we're gonna have Taylor Swift on the Walmart TV commercials. And all the other artists is on there doing stuff when you walk into the store. So things are gonna be done to restructure at a platform. Soon enough, Walmart gonna have their own TV network. Soon enough. But this is where Walmart is gonna be able to, everybody's gonna be able to interview each other and things when you walk on every entrance. Those interviews right now, they do it right now, Walmart CEO. Imagine that putting that on the platform of every TV. Each store that you walk on, every TV. But let me tell you something. I want my employees to say it from the spirit and not fear what they say. I want it to come from the spirit. If I interview, I want it to come from your spirit. There's so many people that get scared around their CEO and they not speak their truth at what they really love. Have a good day, Mom. About what they really love. I want it to come from the spirit. Not about this one was scared. Don't worry about me. You being scared. Just be yourself. So many people be like, I don't like it. You're hiding your mess because you can't make it in life. You can't. I just don't want to do this job, and I need this to work. One thing we talked about in the CPS class, we talked about jobs. We talking about. I know that Walmart job was for me. I know it about the way Charles was looking at me and racist to me. I knew something was right. The way you got five people and you got five people on the right, one person on the end of the table. Yeah, talking about team. So I was just telling my mom. I was just telling my mom about the civil rights society, the civil rights. And I was telling about, I told Brittany to sue Walmart, and I was telling them on the civil rights thing, the suit 1216, you got to do these things. But it tells you, it will call you at either for the legal action you will take. So the Justice Department and everybody haven't reached out to you yet. That means God said they haven't reached out to you yet. In a way they haven't, and they haven't thrown punchlines yet. So it have got like that. So those things are with the, hey, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? How everybody doing? So I came, hey, this Walmart, if they change this platform up, this is gonna be bigger and better. Walmart gonna have a lot of downloads, not just in CDs. Target, you get to download the albums. You get to download the albums. You don't have to just go to the store. You get to download it on Walmart. You get to download the album. Instead of going to at Spotify and the rest of these people, Walmart needs to step their game up. I signed the paper. Walmart needs to step it up. I know what I signed. And I'm going to tell you, the reason why I got incompetent, and I told Judge Kennedy, because I want to say I was a Walmart CEO. So there's a lot of things you don't know what then they're doing other sneaky little shit. Other sneaky shit that Courtroom was doing. They really played a little dirty little game. Oh, they really played a little dirty. But you know what I worked yesterday in Dallas Courtroom? I and I put social issues. And I wanted to tell the community, you think I had it easy. The money that Social Security gave me. That came with pain because I instead of tried to grow and instead of tried to stop me. I believed in Walmart. I believed in the principle of, when I went to job court, my teachers took me to Mary Grimes and Minnie Smith 3 times. And they always told me, we just don't want people to make fun of you. We just don't want that to happen. And I always know that I can do it, and my teachers always know, but these schools acting up in a certain type of way, doing some type of thing, and those stop those things. I told if you're going to talk about your tax dollars, let's talk about jealousy on the clock of DFW. You got my check stubs, right? Let's talk about jealousy in the Holy Spirit. What got me fired from that? Let's talk about that, what that employee did. Because that employee, that same DFW airport employee that lied, he saw my brother, he knew my oldest brother. That same black ass guy that was jealous on the clock that I'm interacting with the people that did. I'm gonna tell you, me and DFW, I was at DFW airport, and I think other people was flying over, and I think one girl in the elevator, we started talking, she got mad at me because I didn't take the conversation even further. So it got took in that way when other people was interested. And I'm working at DFW airport, and that bond is getting grown. But I think, all right, you flying off. We're gonna talk about something because at DFW airport, the airlines people, the women that was in there, we talk almost every day. The guy on the international side, he showed me, he said, Hubert, look at all these people I meet. I work here, I travel, I do all of that. Where are you from? I'm from New Orleans, I stay in Texas. He traveled, he do all of the rest of these things. And I think the bond was getting more understanding, and everybody started telling me about the benefits they had in their department. And he was already being racist because he rolled his eyes. And if I tell him to look at the DFW airport, when him sitting at the wall, he rolled his eyes, raised his eyes at me at DFW airport. You started this government habit. So I told him to look at my check stub and look at the cameras. You started this. You wanted to start this, right? See, a boss can only take so much. A child of God can only take so much. So, and we look on the camera when we was in the sidewalk, they got my check stubs. The Social Security got my check stub. Check with him, then. Governor Abbott, check with him. I told Governor Abbott to check with him. Check with him, Senator Governor. You got my check stub, right? See that racist, you see that racist white person rolling his eyes. You got my check stubs, right? See how that black person was acting with jealousy. And see me acting with the customers because I'm talking to the customers. See how they acting towards themselves. See that the guy on a black scooter, the guy that's on the DFW. Let's take it down. Let's really take it down. Governor, do you really want to make this a fuss? Let's really take it down. I had to deal with jealousy. I had to deal with insecurity. I had to deal with managers scared of people going to take me and ask me to come. I didn't want to deal with that. And then I'm coming to the Social Security office, and then they tell me, all right, this is what they pay. I've been fussing about benefits. You know, nobody should have to go through that shit. Then Walmart, I had Edna. I'm coming out with full damn Edna at Walmart. I'm coming out with fucking $400 and some dollars out of my pocket. And then I told him, look here. If you want to know where your money went at, it's to survive from racism. I offer to bring every lease apartment on there. I offer. And I told him I offered to the Social Security. But the society of Walmart and the personality judge, they want us to be a victim. But let's grow. Let's do these things. The reason why I didn't open up to Walmart like I should at 1216, because the racism intimidation. And that can come from our black people, that can come from, it's happening, guys. I don't want y'all to get mad at me, but this is something I've been through. You know, I'm a loser fan, but this is something I've been through. Imagine being in front of these employees and racism intimidation. And manager dealing with Jeff, racism intimidation. He telling me, his racist ass telling me to go out there and push the cards. But let me tell you what Charles was mad at. Charles was mad because I had 2 jobs. And he couldn't treat me wrong and fire me. And I told him that he's mad. He's mad that I do things. He's mad because racism couldn't treat you wrong. Racism couldn't abuse you. And I think that's where him and all the rest of them at 1216 had a little fit in the past. Your racist manager, what you stand for. When I interviewed this black lady, she asked me how to attack stuff. What you needed to ask me about how do I talk to customers? How can I understand it or doing things? There's more questions that you need to ask. We never in those interviews where people are asking those questions. We never in those interviews where people are asking those questions. We never in those interviews. So we never in the interviews where people asking those questions. So, all right. You can ask me, how do I talk to customers? What's my relationship with customers? It's just not about being on the floor, being a stocker, being a maintenance. It's about also interacting with people. Nobody just sweeping all the damn time in Walmart. Nobody just doing pushing trash. You're doing other things in the store where you're needed at. I understood that. But Charles don't know how to appreciate people. And I'm not gonna speak for every employee, but they need their job. But he don't know how to appreciate me. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell him every time Charles shook my hand in the past, when I was working, that was a racism shake hand. I'm gonna tell it how it is. That was a racism shook hand. When Tamika said the reason, you know why I walked off again? When Tamika, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about everything, Doug. We're really gonna talk about stuff because you people gotta understand Walmart got a problem. And this is why you constantly get sued because you refuse to deal with it. As long as you play stupid and want to stay in your power, you don't even have to be sued anymore. God said you're going to give me money from 1216 and you're going to give me money from 2996. And God said you're going to give me all of it. So when we tell the Justice Department, God said, I want you to tell Doug Miller, you're going to give me money from 1216 and you're going to give me money from 2996. So one thing I do know, why they taking time with their decision, that God said that the Justice Department was giving me my check from Walmart at the same time. So let me tell you something. When my court situation over with, you were giving me my check from Walmart. I already know why the delay is inevitable. So when the time comes, the Justice Department, when the court situation is over with, and the time comes, I expect Walmart, I expect when I leave that courtroom, that Walmart check is there and hatred is not standing. And even if you try to take it, I got something that you don't know. You niggas don't know. You will get caught with fraudulent activity. I know something that you don't even know. Oh, I know something that you don't know. Oh, you falling over one. You see, I don't get it where they don't have cameras that can identify faces at the ATM. And you got to scan the faces at the MTA machine before you do anything. And they need to have that where cameras identifying the face before anything. So it needs to have a camera on every ATM machine that identifies the face. Then people gonna start trying to take people for hostages and show their face. There's so many slick shit that humans can do. There's so many shit that humans can do that is not even human. Even though if you scan it for your ID, they will take it and that. Yeah. So Walmart will change their digital platform back, bro. Electronics. But on there, when you do that electronics, you will have to click on the electronics app. The electronics, what electronics, part of electronics, what electronic gadget you want. When we have the digital background, when Walmart, every artist be on there, and you do every artist from Walmart, every artist not from Walmart, every artist is from other places be on there. So what I tell you this, what I'm trying to say, I know I'm fumbling my words right now. They did it to Senator Harris. They did it with Senator Harris. They made a joke about every damn little thing and criticize every. People will criticize every little thing about you, and they did it to Senator Harris. They did it to Michelle Obama. They did it to all the rest of the people. Let me tell you, I understand. Let me tell you something. I understand Trump wife when Trump wife didn't know how to do a Christmas thing. I understand those things when they was in office. I understand those. If a person never damn did something like that, and they get into office like that, they doing all of that. I understand those damn things. I wanted to tell people this. The Walmart is going to have, on the side, is going to have the digital background, whether you click the different electronic gadgets on the side of it. It's not going to actually show up, but you have to press that little box. But the music artist is going to post their videos up on the website. And they're going to talk about their music. Yes, hello. And they're going to talk about their music on the Walmart thing. So those things are going to help out more. And then you're going to have Walmart music downloads. Walmart music downloads. So you're going to be able to buy the Walmart music download sync. Walmart music of every artist. So imagine every kid that want to come up today. Every kid that want to come up, every got Dallas or Cliff and the rest of them, and all the rest of them. You will be a big one, but you got to get your act together. You will be on Walmart screen interviewing about your album. I already told the social issue, Senator Ted, that the trust has been broken. Between me and the community. But just imagine every artist on every TV, every artist is that Dallas, everybody, every kid. Imagine you're able to be interviewed by Walmart about your album and you walking in every entrance, you're walking. That would be something big. And when I was on Likey and I was actually on, we talked about bringing Disney to Texas. And I wanted the idea I had for Disney for Texas, I mean, that if I have kids, I don't know, I'm gonna have other kids. I don't even know if I'm gonna have other kids. That's the problem. But I also want the Disney Channel to be on there. Sometimes when we create more love, we can sit in a Walmart parking lot and have a Walmart movie night on the street. These things, we can do so much of creativity making America better. So everybody can sit out in the parking lot with their tent some nights when it's a nice night and you go in that big thing, that big screen in the thing, and it sits on that and you can have a movie night. Which way you want to do it? When I'm watching the Jamie Foxx on Disney Channel, they stand in the line on the Netflix when he's this young Jamie Foxx is this entrepreneur and his daughter. I mean, fancy. I hate that he didn't have fancy on it. I'm mad that he didn't have Fancy on there if they had kids. I'm mad. I'm mad, Jaden, the fact that you didn't have Fancy on there. I'm so mad that Fancy no wasn't on there. I'm so damn mad that what's her name wasn't on there. And they should have just brought the come on, come on. I would like to see the Jamie Foxx show come back. I'm so mad at Martin. I think Tommy, what's his name? Cole Tommy will want y'all to carry on the tradition. If he will still be here, he will want y'all to carry it on. He will want y'all to do a show again. But find somebody that could fit that personality. I know they can't do it as well as him, but imagine him being there. Imagine him being there. And he's auditioning a person for his role. And Martin need to look at that. Pam and all the rest of them need to look at that. You need to look at that. Imagine him being right like that. He's interviewing somebody for his role. To take his spot. And he's still alive. And Martin need to look at that. The Martin people sure need to look at those things. How can I get this person? What is personality like? How can he attack the scene as I want him to attack it? Like I did it. So it's all about Martin to create the show again. If he was here, he would make sure the personality fits in the show. And I think he would like y'all to do it, even if he retired. If he retired, he played in a movie where he smacking a person down the steps before he passed away. Damn, he dumb. He plays as a bad guy, and he plays in the movie as a bad guy. So I want to tell Martin, he's smacking him. Oh no, not this shit, kid. They got another actor in there. Oh man, dumb. I think he got the Wayne brothers in there. I think they're. I forgot. I'm once in them pushing him down. You dumb. So, hey, how y'all doing? Can I guess you can. So, he playing a bad guy and he got to get dumb. So I think if he was still here and he retired, he will want you to find somebody with the right personality that could bring that chemistry to the set. And I want y'all to tell Martin for me that because I think he would like that if he's retired. You got to find that great personality to the table of that situation. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna let you know one thing. When I'm with a woman, because I got a rabbit, when I'm with a woman and she wanted this to make it a sexual, I don't mind. But I promise you, after you finish, you'll love me. You want to understand me? After we finish having whatever intercourse we have, you would love me. You would not want to leave. You would not want to understand those goals, those keys, because the spirit can't be broken. When you get close to me, my spirit is something. When you touch me, when you love me, if it's just a sex thing, you're gonna feel some type of way when we are in that chemistry. Not just by words, by spirit, by the way we touch each other. The way we intercourse. You can't make my cohort cool. You can't break that even if you can. That don't mean I ain't hurting, but you can't break it. It's a little crack. That little crack can heal anytime. Because one thing I understand, I need to get back up in this world. It was this autistic kid that was in Walmart. He's great, but he know what everything, and I'm asking why he ain't managing everybody. He too autistic. He always putting himself down. He always putting himself down. He always doing those things. And I said, we sit up there and we talk about Marvel and McDonald's. And we talk about he driving, even though he autistic. He driving, he doing all. He got his own car. He driving. He doing. But I say, stop thinking that of yourself and put yourself out there. I know when I sit in church and they threaten to sue me, and they're not going to that's what happened in church. You just have to have honesty, those things. What that is. We talked about Marvel and Walmart. When I sit in my phone, let me tell you, when I'm in my phone, nobody else just talking. And you know what I say? I'm not just going to be that lonely person that just sit with that Bible. I want to share with everybody else that believe in God out here that have that same thing. And you see most people go to church and they live. I can't be that person. Let me tell you something. My allergy, I gotta take my allergy. I take allergy pills. I don't care if I got a real relationship, talk to a woman in Paris. Love is everywhere. We ain't gonna worry about that stuff where people in America don't know how to act right, and people in the Dallas community don't know how to act right. Love is everywhere. Our connection not just go in America, our connection go everywhere. So I'm not worried about a Dallas or anybody else, either if anybody else in America don't talk to me. But I know if I fly to Paris, I talk to people from Bosnia, a person from Bosnia, that that personality that's greater than Sabina's personality. And I'm sorry to say that there's something that's this from Bosnia, and she's from the same state as you, and I'm talking to her. And I'm on UP Live and I'm on different apps, and we can communicate on different platforms. I talk to people in Germany, women in Germany. That's where Martin from. I have talked to so many things. Love is never over just because they act somewhere in America. Love is never over. And I don't believe it. But you have to be gentle with your heart. You have to be gentle with your time and your love. You have to understand that if you're going to build a relationship that's overseas, you have to take the steps to spend that time with people. But let me tell you something. When I hung around Sabine and them and Mills and them, they asked me for things. And I never had to ask them for really much. Not at nothing at all. But I'm gonna tell you something. My job as a young man and as an intelligent young man to keep myself up. Though I'm grooming myself, even if I can't get a haircut, clothes or whatever that is in that matter. I can help you out, but I can't give you all of it. I gotta manage money, and I always been the manage type, the manager of thing. Just because my mom over my check don't mean nothing. Okay, that don't mean nothing. She just got on because Social Security was sneaky ass behavior, and there's a reason why they asked me for my check because they wanted to try to take it. The local government wanted to try, and I'm gonna tell them about their motherfucking ass, their little sneaky behavior. Because they want to try to get money. I want to tell them about the Dallas behavior, what was said in Dallas, you little motherfuckers. We're going to talk about that little sneaky ass behavior. It's glad that I recorded everything before I went to jail and I saw the Texas music off, not the Texas, the protected, what that is. Um, the Dallas police officers' behavior in Addison. I'm glad when I went to jail, their behavior was being sought. So when the FBI look at those business cameras and do an investigation about the mayor and city hall, it's coming together and see the behavior in Addison and see. Let me tell you something. They was already watching you, Boosie. Boosie don't even know his dumb ass was already being watched. Trap Boy, Fred and them and the rest of them don't even know they was already being watched. Already know when you called the radio station and you got with DJ Envy and Rock. They know everything that's going on. They just don't know. Yellow Breeze and them play. I told them I want everybody in that mall. Everybody that's in that mall. Everybody that's at that. But I said, y'all gonna try to stop people from talking. Hatred and lies gonna try to prevail. I didn't get nobody involved. They was already involved. They've been involved since came from Atlanta. The thing is, if I tell the Justice Department, I know why I got off of probationary. And you was watching me on social media because I was talking about how the people do they, and y'all was in Atlanta, my thing, and people was telling me about Atlanta probation officer and how they don't treat people right. And they called, and I started to call when I sent in my information in. Why did I get off of probation? Because you didn't want to let a war be started. I can tell them that. We can say all of these things that they. Why did I get off of probation early in Atlanta? Oh, Yellow Breezy don't know nothing. Boosie don't know anything. Your trap boyfriend, these kids, they step into things. I didn't snitch, I ain't do nothing. They don't know a damn thing. I've been had Obama and them, Senator Harris and Capitol Hill attention. I had everybody attention. But the thing is, your call center attention that what I needed to attack. They know who I am. But Yellow Breeze is still willing and alive. If Kevin Gates knew who I was since Instagram, and I told the Justice Department, if he knew who I was since Instagram, and caught it, they so caught up with names, they ain't caught up with punchlines. A person don't have to mention your name. They can talk about a subject. They can talk. I just caught on to what Senator Ted said. But what Senator Ted did, he throwed it in, used an employee name. He throwed it in another format to talk about the issue. So those people was actually at my house. I'm gonna tell you what I heard from the guy in Addison about that little business and that little thing. He said we need bigger space. You want to talk about in that Addison business about we need bigger space. Let's talk about what I heard on that phone. Let's talk about what I heard on that phone. I wanted to use that property to build a mansion there for other people to come. This was going to be a big event, a big thing. So I wanted to that, but I couldn't do what I wanted to do because I know I was going to wait, but I was planning as I go. People don't want to mess with you because you got those people involved. They've been involved in this situation, and they don't even know it. When they was terrorizing me going through Tamira's house and all the rest of this, intimidating me in their cars and doing all of this, and the Carrollton police, Ricky said, my friend Ricky said here, I think Mirza worked for the police. You don't think I heard you when Mirza told me, get back to selling weed? Oh, we're going to talk about that, Justice Department. We're going to talk about the sitting and the other people watching my social media when all this was going on. And why you were doing the things that you did when I was going and there's a lot going on in that situation. But you sit there and you did nothing. They know who I am. You know, I talked to church in the city, and they want to know a little bit more about me, and I'm glad we are growing that relationship a little more as we go. And I'm glad that relationship with everybody is growing as we go. But what I wanted to understand it more of understanding, but I wanted the people to know something. This is what I want them to know. And I want them to understand the bigger picture here. Understanding the concept of the bigger picture. They asked me if you're doing a renewal of a church or you're doing a renewal. Because I used to go to church in Irving, this big church where they have choir, they have music. I used to go with Tanner. I used to chill with Tanner a lot. So we used to go by the skate park.
If you feel distant from the Lord,
We used to go by the skate park a lot. God has given me everything I need, and I got other church things. I really don't even need a Bible. But listen is the key. You don't need a Bible to understand God. But all you do is gotta comprehend and be intelligent enough to understand His words. I can sit up there with no Bible all day. And I can hear Orion talk, I can hear Church of the City talk, I can hear all of this stuff talk. But my understanding his words and understanding the words of it is much of a bigger impact of it. So I gotta understand the words. I gotta understand what he means. I gotta understand the subject. I don't have to pick up a Bible. But if I can comprehend it and be able to use it and apply some of it, that can be the biggest part that we have when I'm in church in the city. I'm doing good. How are you? Everybody say I'm a rat. They the rat. Because they was already watching and they don't even know they was already watching. But they still play dumb. But the million wanted to abuse this power. People gonna call you a rat because you getting treated by government. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. I know I'm talking about different topics. I'm talking about different topics. So I tell these women I don't even want a relationship, but you just gotta tell me. Let me tell you something, because I got a lot on my mind. If it's a sex thing, do let a nigga know. But I promise you, by the time you do what we do, you won't forgive me. You won't remember me. But I want to tell y'all something. We understand more of each other more. Love everybody. Love everybody that understood me. Incoming fans, I love y'all. Even though I love y'all, I love everything. Thank you. So I'm waiting for her to text me. She read my message. So she looked at my message. I wanted to respond back to her. So she looked at my message. She just heard my message. I told her I want you to talk nasty to me. It's just not about putting it on and putting your ass up in there. It's not about all of that. If you gotta make it more wild work towards me, wow. My little nigga that used to go to Creekview, man, this kid right here, man, this kid right here, hold up, guys. That's my boy right there. He don't even know it. This kid is the most funniest person to be around. He is the most funny. Hold up, let's get to the thing. He the most funniest person to be around. This person right here is the most funny person to be around. This kid, he went to Creekview. He used to come at my house and stay out of trouble. He's a great kid. I let them know about other people's behavior. I let them know about other people. I told them in ahead of time. I let my friends know in ahead of time about the manipulation that's going on. Yes, I let them know. You think we're not going to know about the Dallas behavior? I don't know everybody on here on this list. Reggie, my boy right there. I don't know everybody on here. Don't get me wrong. I don't know everybody. I'm on his friend list to see where I know. I don't know everybody on here. But this is my brother's baby mama. My oldest brother used to date this girl. That's Adam. She live in Dallas. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about something. Let's really talk about something. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about something. These scribble was at my apartment. Let's talk about something, Dallas. Let's talk about something here. I'm gonna wait till she send a message. She unavailable at this moment. So I'm gonna wait until she send me a friend request. Huh. Because I'm dealing with a lot of problems. People have carried me a lot of problems in this format. We're gonna talk about something like that before I have to deal with more stuff in here. I gotta know who I'm dealing with, right? People have been causing me so much headache. Huh. I gotta know who I'm dealing with, right? Hmm. China. And that's not China. Was my friend with the China DCM 5? I gotta know that this situation will deepen their understanding. So we ain't gonna find out nothing on this thing. I am tired in a way that people can understand. And the more this community make it hard for me, the more they're gonna have problems. I'm just scared. I got so many Facebooks that it ain't funny, guys. My network go deep. My Facebook go deep. You can't keep up with me on all accounts because I'm everywhere. Let me message my other cousin. He's there in Allen, Texas. Because this series is getting we're gonna tell family of a family. Let's message my other cousin. Let's go to my other cousin's page. My baby mama's cousin. Let's go to this page. These situations get out of hand right now. And we need everything we can get. Hold up. It's been a while since I actually. Some of the people I probably know on here. It's been a while since I talked to everybody. It's been a long. We're gonna have to do some other research, guys. I'm sorry. A little bit later. Let's get off our own.